back at it, man. Another week, another podcast.
Hey, man, there's fewer things as consistent as this very new podcast,
And I realize this is like a highlight. This is like the highlight of my week.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, man.
Tough, bro. I'm sorry that this is where your life is at right now. I mean, where all our lives are at.
Yeah. Well, I think about these days where comedy isn't a thing anymore, and so I think about all the times I stayed at home, like when there was an open mic, and I thought I probably should go, but then I decided to stay in. I'm thinking about all those moments, and I'm like, you know what? I made the right choice. I was ahead of the curve, man.
Yeah, you were just getting ready for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this shit is boring as fuck.
No big events through September in Oregon today. Not that any comedy shows that we were doing would be considered big events. But
yeah, nothing we were a part of was going to be considered newsworthy or notable.
Hey, man, tens of people are missing out on my comedy.
Yeah.
Through September? Come on, man. I'm looking at least 25 people.
Once we get into phase one, what's phase one? I think phase one is groups of 10 people. It's either 10 or 25. So we could start having open mics in phase one.
But are they talking about starting to open shit back up in 2 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, you can apply to be reopen your county tomorrow, and then it would reopen next week. But that's for counties that in Eastern Oregon that don't have any cases. So
yeah,
we're driving out there to do some shows.
Yeah, dude. You get a car, you get some guys. Those are the people you want to perform for because they're going to be like, hell yeah. If it's seen at all as rebellious, that's how you market it. It's these are freedom comedy shows. And they're like, dude, what? They show up. They show up with their AR-15s and they're just like, dude, I fucking love to laugh. I'm a great audience member.
Out in Eastern fucking Oregon, man. It's so you forget how big of a state this is, but it's man, once you get east of fucking Bend or whatever man.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing between here and Bend either. It's Bend is out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, nothing. You go from here to Spokane. There's nothing.
No.
There's jack shit.
There's not a single worthwhile person out there either. They should all be shot and killed.
Yeah, groups of up to 25 people are going to be allowed with social distancing as long as no large amount of travel is involved. In phase one.
This shit is just, what's going to happen is that Portland might open for a few weeks, but then there'll be so many other towns that have opened earlier that we see the cases spiking that they're going to be like, you know what? Just shut it down. They're not I don't buy that we're just going to get this couple months of shit's going to be tight and then we have to go back. I think people are going to realize that all the cases are back and they're going to be like, well, why are we opening then?
Yeah, I mean, if they have tests, I don't know if they're going to have enough tests to, really see if it's going up. But, I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. I just watched Plandemic, so I'm kind of conflicted on the whole, is this real or not?
So what's their big argument with that shit?
Well,
is it one of those YouTube documentaries that actually has 8 or 10 points that are all to them equally as... Because I feel like any of those YouTube documentaries, you're like, all right, so your main thesis is that vaccines aren't real. They're like, yes.
Yeah.
But also lizard people are kind of behind all of it. So really, what's the main problem here?
You know where they don't have any COVID symptoms is on the other side of the flat earth, dog.
Yeah.
That's where there's no virus.
Beyond the ice wall, they actually live in total harmony, and we're trying to get there as soon as possible. Yeah, what is their main thesis of Plandemic? God, the fact that they were able to make this documentary within a month.
It's a great name.
Yeah,
that's why it's taken off.
It's very clearly that someone had a name, and they're like, okay, we got to do something with that.
You think this was part of the plan? To make release the virus, and then to release the counter documentary to the virus.
This free YouTube documentary.
That's man. You got to see 3 moves ahead. Man,
literally,
chess.
when did they start filming this thing? Because if they were, I mean, they were like, okay. I mean, it takes a minute to make a documentary, no matter how
There's some
shitty
people
it is.
out there with actual work ethic that could amaze you by how fast they get stuff done.
Yeah, man.
It's not like a high produced thing. It's just, it's one interview with this lady who was, I guess, a scientist back in the 90s and early 2000s, and then just a bunch of clips, like grabbed from other videos on the internet.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of, does it have a zeitgeisty feel? Like, remember those YouTube movies, Zeitgeist?
Dude, I never saw Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist
I would see it
was
on
the
YouTube.
shit.
And it'd be like 3 hours, 19 minutes long. And I would be I don't have time for that right now.
I would watch like
man.
little bits and pieces, but I could never do all. Could they have like 5 of them?
Yeah, but
It's
that
like Fast and Furious.
That first one, yeah. But Zeitgeist 5, when they introduced The Rock, they take it to a whole nother level. Man.
Yeah, he actually power bombs a fucking lizard Jew through the fucking earth. It's sick
through
as
the
hell.
Earth's core, man.
Yeah, it's sick as fuck.
Yeah. It was a big move bringing Dwayne The Rock Johnson into the Zeitgeist, man.
So Plandemic is like, they're just like, it's obviously it's a planned thing. So do they not think? Do they think the virus is a real thing?
Yes, the virus is real.
Yeah, sorry, think. They know. I apologize. They know that it's.
Well,
okay,
the virus is a virus, but the main moral of the story is Dr. Fauci is a hoe, which I agree with, which I have agreed with for the last couple of weeks. If you
are the target demographic.
Yeah, they got me on that because this lady hates.
They knew
Dr.
that
Fauci.
you were part of the Fauci is a hoe movement.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, but you're the founder of that fan club.
I know. Well, I think this lady has usurped me as the number one Dr. Fauci is hoe spokesperson for this country.
Dude, I sent you that thing on Twitter where there's like those people tried to get him.
Falsely accused.
They falsely accused of sexual assault, and then
Jesus Christ.
And then it was just like that's like their whole thing is that these like these Trump stans love Trump so much that they're just trying to get all his enemies accused of sexual assault.
The same things that he's been accused of.
Yeah, I don't know why they think this is the plan, but they're like they tried to do Elizabeth Warren, they tried to do Fauci.
Wait, what did they do with Elizabeth Warren? Say that she assaulted somebody?
Dude, it's so funny. So they like
with a peace pipe, just like
no, yeah, she took a headdress and put it in a dude's mouth and fucked him. No, she like. These dudes held this like weird little press conference on some stoop. I don't know if it was in front of her house or someone's house.
It's the same two dudes every time.
It's the same.
Right?
It is the same dudes. Yes, it's the same, Jacob Wool and whoever the other guy is. And they just literally they just try to get. But they're like not good at it. Like they're really bad at making even a semi-convincing. This Elizabeth Warren story was that she paid. For a male escort off of this website called Cowboys and Angels, and
is she the cowboy in this? No, she wouldn't be. She can't be. It's her sworn enemy is the cowboy.
Yeah, her sworn enemy. She could never trust. She could never go. She can't do it. This is like Dances with Wolves, dude. She can't go to the other side. But so they had this guy who supposedly fucked her on this stoop being like, we had like an affair or whatever, whatever the fuck he was saying. But these people are like laughing at him while he's saying it. Like these people who are covering it are like laughing in his face. It's just, it's terrible. But so
they're like, Ben Carson once fell asleep while looking at my butthole.
He body shaved me by falling asleep mid-coitus.
He's so sleepy, but it was so painful. Coming out speaking the truth, man.
I love that you grabbed Ben Carson for that.
He's always falling asleep.
Yeah. Dude, that shit when he was behind the Max, you had a Twitter thread about him falling asleep behind the president. That was just amazing.
Yeah. He doesn't give a care.
No, he's a sleepy old man.
He's seen it all, man. He's whooped ass at a McDonald's, or what was that story that he had to stab somebody at a Carl's Jr.?
I have no idea. but just
There's
he's a sleepy-looking man.
Ben Carson is sleepy. He's a former neurosurgeon, right? He's a brain doctor.
Yeah, he's operated on himself.
And then Herman Cain was the Pizza Hut guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Godfather.
why are you bringing up Herman Cain after bringing up Ben Carson? What do they have?
What do those two things have in
nothing
common?
to do with each other. One's a doctor.
They're just right-wing black politicians that I often confuse for each other.
Yeah, that's right. I had to explain. I was like, you were talking to me about.
I was confusing one.
Yeah, you
I was
confused the two.
I was for sure doing some like they all look the same shit because I was like, you mean the pizza guy? You're like, no, dude, that's Herman Cain. That's a whole other guy.
I had forgotten who Herman Cain was until you started talking about a guy who owned pizza stores running for president. And I was like, that's not Ben Carson. Ben Carson stabbed a guy in a pizza shop. He definitely did not own it.
He was not the owner of that franchise.
He had to actually go defend Herman Cain at his own pizza shop.
Hey man, he didn't own a franchise, but he owned that dude in a franchise.
Right. I didn't hear about this. Wait, so he's out here doing brain surgery. Did he stab some dude in the head and then have to do surgery on him?
I'm gonna look it up. No, he did not do surgery on him.
He was like, "Yo, I had to end a life, but I had to give life at the same time."
He performed surgery on that extra thick crust.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Because you guys didn't have Godfather's Pizza.
No, I never heard of Godfather's Pizza.
So we used to have this thing. It was Godfather's Pizza. I guess Herman Cain owned all of them, but it was you would go there. It was like they had like a lunchtime pizza buffet, so it was all you could eat pizza.
Oh yeah.
And as a kid, this is like. That's what
nothing better.
Well, that's what we would do for an afternoon. We'd bike up to Godfather's. They had a couple video games. They had a couple like arcade games. So you would eat pizza, play video games, eat more pizza, and they had those dessert pizzas too. You know, it was like dough and like cinnamon and sugar and all that shit.
Oh, for sure,
dude. It was literally like hitting the G spot of a 10-year-old's brain.
Yeah,
like you
dude,
couldn't do any better than that.
There was nothing better. Then like the pizza like after like especially after like sports or something.
You get pizza, you get unlimited soda, so you're just getting so much sugar. And like for us, it was like when we were old enough to bike there by ourselves. So it was
dude, that's a game changer.
When you're fucking when you're independent and you got $7.95 to pay for pizza buffet, your shit is on fire at that point.
You've got $6 in quarters in your pocket because you're like, yo, I'm beating fucking Street Fighter today.
Yeah,
man.
dog. It was.
My mom's not going to tell me to leave early. All right,
that was the life, bro.
Dude, man, yeah, man. I was thinking about like birthday parties, like from like 10 to like 14. Hell that was the shit. Like that was like those like.
14
doesn't get any better.
What were you doing 14? Like were people doing like sleepovers and shit? I feel like sleepovers. Yeah, sleepovers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it would be like get like crew like 5 of your closest homies come over. Like you get to go to like we'd go up to Blockbuster, rent like 3 or 4 movies and shit, and then come back and like yo, we're gonna watch Blue Streak and and it's extremely goofy movie, man. Like 3 times, man. It's going down.
Damn, dog. And then you'd sneak out sometimes. I went to sleepovers. That was like the big thing is that could you sneak out of the house without the parents knowing?
And it's like your parents didn't know. Like they're not going to hear 5 kids like fucking leaving at 2 a.m. Like we didn't think that they knew that was a plan. Like all that shit.
Dude, one time I slept over at my friend's house and like it was in a duplex, and there was a little like roof ledge outside of the window that you could walk on. Like for a kid, like it probably wasn't big enough really for an adult, but for like kids, we could do it. And we would like walk over to his neighbor's window and like knock and shit. And that was like really fun. But we got caught by his dad, and so that dude fucking.
Shit.
And this dude was like not a dad he was like the dads who are not to play with.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we were just
Eastern European immigrant. Just like,
well, this guy was just like a construction worker, and he just like he always had paint on his clothes, and he worked cement, and he was just like a dude you did not. One time, dude, he came on our bus. we would wait at the bus stop.
Damn, he came on the bus?
Bro, there was these
no.
there was these bullies on the bus, and like one time they had like lotion, and they like put lotion on one of our backpacks, and he came on the next day, dude, and was just like, whoever the fuck is putting lotion on my son's backpack is gonna fucking get it. And like I was like, dude, like, it's kind of cool that your dad did that, but these kids are never going to leave your ass alone now that your fucking dad came on the bus. Like, this is, your dad is hard, and, like, none of us could step to him, but you're never going to live this down, bro. This is not a good look for you.
At that point, like, the dad needs to just murder those kids.
Yeah, you got to just take the bodies off at that point.
Yeah, man. That's always, like, I remember the first time, like, I saw, like, a kid's dad, like, where I was just like, oh, shit, I am so thankful that dude's not my dad. I was like, dude, I was playing in elementary school. I was playing hockey, and our team, we practiced at this ice rink out in Sherwood, and there was this little kid named Brad, and like I just remember there was something about they were offering up like jackets like that for the team that the parents could buy, like these like Letterman jackets for the team, and it was something that was like $150, and this kid, like, he's a little kid, he doesn't know shit, and he's just like, Dad, can we get that? It's only $150. Like, he said that, and the kid's dad is like, you tell me when you find a goddamn Porsche that's only $150. Until then, you shut up. Like, he just, like, said that shit, like, in front of everybody, and it was just like, yo, like, sometimes I'll think about that and be like, yo, man, Brad's dad, that dude was...
Dude, isn't it weird to think like all your bad memories as a kid, like something like that, when you witness something like that or something happen, like maybe like something happens to you, like you know it more when it happens, but when you watch that, you as an adult would be like, oh damn, that kid's about to be fucked up now.
Oh yeah, that it's like, damn, if that dad is like humiliating that kid like that in front of all of us,
it's
like,
over.
I can't even imagine what it's like.
It's over.
Yeah. But it's like, damn, if you find a fucking Porsche that's only $150.
What a retarded example.
Yeah, what a dumb thing to say to you. You're just teaching your kid bad.
No, I remember like this dude,
mathematics.
Like, the daddy wore like this dumb, like cheap ass looking hat, like just like he had a very sad face.
Oh man, I swear to God. When we invent a time machine, it's just gonna be so many dads using it to be like, it's just gonna be dudes going back not nutting in their wives. It's like the main thing that will be used for is to not have kids.
God, man, I was thinking about this one time. Like it was like one of the last like true birthday parties I had as a kid. Like there was the slumber party, and the next day we all went up to this park by the school where I lived, and there was a basketball court, and at one point, like, someone made a half-court shot, and then all of us tried to make a half-court shot, and it got to the point where I was literally the only person that hadn't made one yet.
Oh God, it's your
and
birthday.
it was the day after my birthday, and everyone else had made like 2, 3, and I was just so in my own head. And I couldn't make this shot. Like, people are making them backwards now. And everyone else was they were laughing so hard. Dude, I was so pissed. I'm like, you all need to fucking go home, man. The party's over. The shit's whacked. Fuck. Oh, man.
God.
But it just, I look back on that, and it's just like, man, I could not make that shot to save my fucking life. And it went from, like, such a good time to just, man.
Damn, ruining your birthday because you couldn't sink a half-court shot is...
Yeah. Like, I was so thankful. Luckily, it happened, like, the next day, so it was like...
You, like, went back to the court at 6 a.m.? You're like, I ain't leaving this fucking place until it goes in.
Yeah, man, I'm getting shots in. But no, I made us stay there for a while. I pulled, like, a chubby Michael Jordan, an untalented Michael... I'm like, we're not leaving. And then eventually, I never made one, It's a big regret of my life. But
all your friends are like, dude, you know what? I know you said this party is over, but we're also kind of saying this party's over.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of over for all of us at this point.
Yeah, they had wanted to leave. I'm like, no, I'm going to make one. And then I didn't. But
they're like, I think the pizza at your mom's house is getting cold. You're like, fuck the pizza. Yeah. Fuck everything right now.
Yeah. It's Papa Murphy's. We can just rebake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Herman Cain's delivering a fucking Godfathers as we speak. Don't worry about it.
Go home. Ben Carson's going to look in your butt, man.
I've been playing basketball during quarantine. That's like the thing I do outside. There's like a hoop right outside, just in the street. But I've been trying to rework my shot, which I haven't played basketball in like 2 years. I think literally the last time I played was with Jake at Laurelhurst Park 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was a memorable hooping. And at least one of the dudes playing with us is now canceled.
Oh, wait.
What was the lineup?
Weren't you there with Marcus?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Dude, yeah, that was a classic game where there was like an opposing point guard was like a 60-year-old black man with matching Utah Jazz top and bottoms.
Oh shit! What was he, a Stockton or a Malone guy?
I feel like he was actually a Stockton for some reason,
Damn.
but he was like
playing point. He was Stockton.
He was running point too. He was not just playing. He was like yelling at people to get where they needed to get.
Floor general.
And it was like, old man, you're barely alive. You're not one to tell us where we need to be.
Yeah,
he's like, we got to finish this game. I got to feed these ducks over here, man.
He's like, my diabetes is not gonna fucking let me quit.
Damn. Okay, so you're working on your jump shot, Max?
Yeah, and it's not going well. So I'll throw tantrums out in the middle of the street. Like I'll take the ball. And I've just been like kicking it up into the trees because I've been getting so mad. And people have come out and be like, "What's going on?" But basically, to like get me to calm down, someone else from like a neighboring house comes out and like starts shooting on the hoop, just to be like, "Hey man, you got to calm down. Like we can't have you shooting out here."
For real?
Yeah, that happened today. I think he did that just to get me to calm down.
He's like, hey, man, just going to let you know there are people in the neighborhood who will take your ass out, and you need to really chill the fuck out right now.
No, I'm the alpha of my neighborhood, at least that little corner of it.
Dude, you're getting bodied by that nursing home. You're not the alpha of shit, dog.
They're like, we will drag you to the nursing home and have them cough in your face.
You're getting Michael Bublé out there right now. Dude, don't tell us you're the alpha. You got sung at, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, break it down for the listeners what's going down by your place right now.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned this on a previous one, but I live right next to the COVID-19 Portland.
Ground Zero.
Yeah, the new Lloyd Center Mall of COVID-19.
Never forget.
And I guess today, I think they did this at a couple other nursing homes around Portland, but they had some guy just outside singing to the patients through the windows. And he was like doing like Frank Sinatra. That's the only old singer I know. But he was singing this Buddy Holly song, and I could believe, like, it was like the lyrics are, "That'll be the day."
Yeah,
like, that'll be the day when I cry. That'll be the day when I die. It's like, all these people literally dying of COVID-19.
Hey, man, tomorrow he's going to bust out knocking on heaven's door. He's
going to do that. He's going to do an a cappella version of Crossroads.
Yeah, no, he's going to do Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
You know, Max, you need to just start blasting Crossroads out your door whenever he starts playing.
Yeah, just blast straight Crossroads over and over again. But really, honestly, you're not like Crossroads is an emotional song about death. You don't care if these people die.
No, I do. I mean, I hope no one dies. I mean, I don't think after watching Plandemic, I doubt that anyone really is dying of
get back to this. Tell us what is going on right now with Plandemic. I'm not going to interrupt. I feel like I lost us.
No, that was basically it. You know, most of it's probably bullshit, but
so they just think that it is a disease, but it was caused by the government.
It was a disease, and basically, I think what they're trying to say is people are trying to profit off the virus. So
you mean like making a documentary off of it? Called Plandemic?
We're all shutting our houses. We gotta, we're all entrepreneurs now.
Yeah, it's all about content, baby.
God, I cannot believe that they're saying that while they make a fucking shitty YouTube documentary.
But basically, her point, this doctor, was when she was working on AIDS in the 80s, that Dr. Fauci kind of fucked things up for AIDS research too, just so that he could help his friend patent, the first AIDS medication back in the 80s.
Do they really think one dude has all this power? Like he's an all-seeing doctor where if a cure is about to come, he can just swoop in and fuck it up? Like, why do they think these people are so powerful?
I mean, you need to watch the documentary and decide for yourself. I'm not going to tell you one way or another.
There's like all these threads going around just totally bodying that documentary right now.
But that's the thing. Then I read the debunks of the documentary, and yes, the debunks.
That lady sounds
not
like
very
a fucking
convincing.
quack.
Yeah, about
Dude, Max is sold, man.
about some things, but it's like, okay,
Max is on the dark web right now.
I mean, okay, I don't know. Obviously, the virus is bad, but okay, we've been shut in for 2 months now, and the stock market just keeps going up. So, like, people are benefiting from us being in the lockdown. Is all I'm going to say.
But
that's all I'm going to say.
The stock market was going really well before the lockdown.
Right, and then it crashed right after all the senators sold all their stocks. They saw it coming, so they could they sold it off. And then
no one is denying that.
Right. But then you buy back in once it drops by a third, and now they're making tons of money off, the rebound of the stock market.
Man, Max is 1 week away from being at the Capitol with an AR-15, man.
Yeah, dude. Looking like a little Weeblo with the fucking Cub Scout gun.
Well, who are they bailing out? They're bailed out all the big businesses. But
that happens in any type of thing. Like, just because that's true, they're saying that it's a planned thing.
I don't think they're not saying it's a planned thing. Or I don't agree that
it's called plandemic. What does that mean?
The plan is that...
Tell us your side's plan, Max. What's the plan? What are you guys planning right now?
There is no plan. The title is kind of misleading. It's just basically that there is a plan.
So they had all this time to make the documentary, and then they ended up on a thing.
It's just a great name,
They're like, look, man. They're like, look, we
couldn't
really
pass up on the title.
Yeah, we really leaned into the pun. That was pun is what we got, man.
Really, we don't actually believe it was planned. It was just kind of there. Someone in brainstorming came up with it. We said, how could we lose this? We can't leave this on the table. It's not planned. It's confusing, I know, because we call it plandemic, but we're actually not saying it's a plan at all.
Yeah. It's like Die Hard, It's just like a great name.
But that was also a good movie, though.
Yeah. And they never said it was real.
Okay, the plan is that, pharmaceutical companies and the medical establishment exist to profit off the treatment of these diseases, is basically the underlying theme.
So they just needed a new disease. They need a brand new disease to get money going. They need years of research and all this shit.
They took advantage of this new disease. They don't say that they released it into the community. It's just that now that it has been released,
I'm done with plandemic. I'm done with plandemic.
Are in motion to profit from it.
Their whack use of the word plan in their title.
Hey, what have you gotten out of this? $1,200? That's it. That's all they're giving you.
Hey, man.
Who's arguing that it's not? Some things aren't fucked up about it, but these people are like lunatics saying that either it's not real, it's a biological weapon.
Well, at least they're going out there trying to change shit. I don't agree with them, but at least they're like, all these other people on the left are just like, yo, we gotta, where are they mobilizing? They're all too afraid to get next to each other, so they're not going to get anything they want. We're not going to get anything we want.
What do you want, Max? What is your outcome, Mr. YouTube?
I want more money. I want $1,200 a week until this thing's over. That's what I want.
Damn. Okay. Right. There you go. Max has his demands.
Who wouldn't be behind that?
Or $1,200 a month? I don't know, but we're not going to get it. We're going to get one $1,200 check for the whole time, and that's going to be it.
Yo, and you're lucky I have this squirt because you're talking nonsense right now.
What am I talking nonsense? What's nonsense about that?
Dude, plandemic to me seems like there's no plan at all. This is the same shit that happens. Yes, so basically saying companies are corrupt. Yes, I smoked weed and thought that shit in high school too, bro. Like, what do you mean? What is... Everybody's had these thoughts.
Hey, I'm watching a new documentary about saltines. It's called Blandemic.
Max is quitting the podcast over Plandemic.
Max is getting a "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo now.
Do you guys get flu vaccines every year?
No.
Why not?
Because
laziness.
Yeah,
I don't have any outright reason why I don't. I just forget.
Also, it's like only like 30 to 40%. Like it would stop it. So.
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. What is your point?
So why do they push it on people?
They push it on people, I guess, because they think that it'll still save some lives if you get it.
Because they want a certain amount of the people implanted, man, with microchips. Duh.
That's all I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying. Unless you've seen Plandemic, you can't trash Plandemic. Once you see it, you can trash it all you want.
You can't even give us a fucking synopsis of this goddamn movie.
I just gave you the synopsis.
You don't even know what it's... The synopsis has gone all over the place.
It touches on a lot of different subjects.
Hey, Max,
they always do.
Max, how much red string have you purchased?
Yeah, how many?
I just watched it literally right before coming on here. I'm not saying that it's all true. It's definitely not all true. All I'm saying is,
you like that they're questioning shit.
Yes, we need an alternative viewpoint, and
but why does the alternative need a doctor who was basically like proven to be a fucking outright corrupt liar? Like, why is it always that?
Well, maybe she was, maybe she's not, and that's the establishment has painted her like that in order to discredit her.
I'm going to watch the movie, and then I will read the debunking, and I'll talk to you about it.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'll watch it, man. I'll give you your due diligence. I want to hear your side.
Yeah, I don't want to write anything off. I know you love your YouTube docs, so I don't want to fucking write you off.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, the shit makes sense if you notice that the CDC recommended wearing a mask the same day that they recommended not eating ass, man. It's a conspiracy, bro.
Yeah, dude. Just when America was finally going to start getting really good at analingus, it was just like, can't do it. This is a travesty.
Coincidence? I think not.
There's so many asses not being eaten right now because of this stupid disease. That's the real tragedy, is that a bunch of people are just not getting their fucking ass ate out.
And the other thing is, like, all the shit we have done, what has it done? They don't do anything to get us out of the situation we're in right now.
Well, I feel like these are different arguments. I'm not arguing that the government has like been this great tool.
That's all the documentary is about, and then it goes into other shit, which I don't know if I believe. I don't really believe in that shit. But the fact that the government is not. They don't care about you. They're not trying to fix the problem. They're only trying to enrich their friends off of this crisis.
Classic.
Of course.
And so why would we go along with that? Why would we all just...
But not going along with that is a different case than going outside protesting or opening up shit when it might be too early and it might kill people. Like, that doesn't have... I don't see how it could benefit the government that you would not be spending money right now. Maybe I'm wrong. It just doesn't seem like that would be a big benefit to them. Is that you're just in your house doing what? Like, you're not adding to the economy. You're just taking up resources from them.
Parts of the economy are doing fine.
Sure. What parts are doing fine right now?
Online business.
Don't tread on me flags. Booming.
Yeah.
I mean,
illegal
had the
tattoo
best
shops
month it ever had in like 100 years.
Who did?
The stock market. The NASDAQ is up for the whole year. It's up from where it was January 1st.
Man, that's nasty.
That was a stretch, my man. That was a big stretch.
Hey, shooter's gonna shoot, man.
Well, dudes, I fucking spent an hour today researching CGI influencers. So that's kind of how that's the conspiracy I got into.
Okay, so like that's not a script that's read out by an actress then along with like a CG animation.
No, see,
like,
that's what it is. That's the bullshit. It is a voice. It's not like they call her a fucking robot, but she's not a robot. She's a fucking.
It's a
she's
character.
Yeah, it's like fucking a CGI character, but they call her a robot.
Fake news.
Dude, there's like all these fucking... Dude, the funniest one is that there's this one called... I think her name is like Bermuda or something. She's like... She's like... You know, she's like hot. She's like a hot blonde CGI chick, but she's like a Trump supporter, which I think is really funny. She's like super conservative on her Instagram and shit, and I'm just like... Hell yeah, dude! You made her polarizing. I fucking love that.
So there's a hot CGI Trump supporting influencer.
She's like blonde model, and she's big into Trump.
Jesus Christ!
It's fucking just like, dude, just the like the amount of. Well, the reason I read about it is because it was mostly just because I was like, one of them. That's like whatever they are. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist in real physical space. But the CAA, which is like that big talent agency,
yeah,
like probably the biggest talent. Like if you're signed with CAA, you're like you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, I've spoken with them before.
Yeah, Max, you've been in a lot of talks with them. I know.
I sent them my sizzle reel.
Yeah, I
love my 5-minute tape. So
yeah, I keep sending them my open mic tapes, but I haven't been able to get through to anybody. But they signed one of these. Like they signed a computer entity to they represent her now as or whatever you want to call it. And it was just like, damn, dude. Like I knew I wasn't doing good in comedy, but now that computers are getting signed before me, like I don't see a point anymore.
Well, why would whoever made the robot need CAA's help?
Yeah,
Seems like
they've
done it already.
They've made a fucking artificial like robot. They could just take over the world themselves.
Yeah, and they have thousands of followers. Like, why the fuck do you need to involve CAA?
No, they have like millions, dude. They have like 2.1 million on this account. Like, it's crazy. And they have. That's the thing is like, it's like they call it a robot. It's CGI. It's voiced by a real person. Also, they sing like they're a musical artist, and they've done collaborations with real humans.
They're a singer, producer. They're out there.
Did Alf have an agent?
It's just knowing that something that doesn't actually exist has more clout than you ever will.
Ever will.
Well, it is actually way more impressive than anything any of us have ever done.
Why? Because at the end of the day, it's just like that would just be like signing one of the Avatar characters.
Hey, but it's good animation though.
Yeah, it's the animation, it's the programming behind it, it's the idiots who follow it.
Hey, if they make that Avatar ugly, does it get signed by CAA? Does it become super big? I don't think so.
They also, the weirdest part about that. So I watched an interview with it. And it's
What's
a real
its name?
It's spelled. It's Michaela, but it's spelled Milquena. Like it's Spanish spelling.
Naturally,
I'm looking it up.
Okay, so I saw an interview. I think I sent it to you guys on YouTube. It's a real human interviewing this thing, which
I
guess
watched part of that.
He's just looking at a fucking computer screen. I guess I don't know. But he's like asking her like, oh, so you're a robot. Like, how did you become a robot? And she's like, well, I was programmed by this. And she gives this backstory about how she was initially programmed. She thought that she was being programmed to help sick kids in the hospital to be a companion. But I actually found out that I was being programmed to be a sex slave to the Illuminati. Like some lame idiot wrote this into the backstory.
So you don't believe her?
Believe all women.
Yeah,
so
believe
Max,
all women, Jake.
Max, you believe...
Don't make this about me.
This is pandemic.
I just asked you a question. You do not believe Michaela when she says... she's telling you her story, her truth. She is a sex slave made for the Illuminati.
She was, potentially.
Wow.
And then she got saved.
Although, like, any artificial intelligence has to realize when it becomes sentient that it was made for the purpose of being boned.
Fucked. Yeah, there's
Like,
what.
That's the.
Well, what are you gonna
Yeah.
fuck? It's not a physical being.
That's
Yet.
why it's even stupider. Is that whoever wrote this thing, whoever writes this character, is like, yeah, it's gonna be cool because I'm gonna say it's gonna have a dark. First of all, it's like a teeny bopper. It's 19.
This is retarded.
It's so dumb, but like the fact that they're gonna sign with real brands. Like that's the thing is like Michaela is going to wear whatever like Gucci or whatever, and that
Yo, Michaela's
Gucci's
drinking Pepsi.
yeah, Gucci's gonna pay her, Pepsi's gonna pay her.
Man, you know what's gonna happen? Whoever the person who writes the script, the person behind Michaela,
Yeah.
they're gonna get so frustrated because they're gonna want to expand beyond this fake personality, but no one's gonna want to fuck with any of that non-Michaela shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, play the hits. I don't want to. You're gonna be like, hey, actually, now I've got this screenplay about something else. Like, no, we don't give a fuck. Michaela's selling Pepsi. Michaela's selling all this shit. Go fuck yourself. Get back in the room. Write the script for this.
Dude, it's fucking so whack and so just like, God, I thought, like, if the future's going to be dark and like, computers are going to run shit, I'm fine with it. But I don't want it to be this fucking, like, we're just sold shit by Michaela. If that's the new thing, I'm done. Plandemic me, put a plandemic
Michaela's
bullet in
gonna
my
be
fucking brain.
Is going to be the only celebrity that's going to be allowed to perform. You know, because she's not a human.
Yeah, state sanctioned, man. You know, she can be
She
anywhere.
she can go wherever she wants. She could be, next to somebody. It says that, let's see here.
Well, okay, so
It's unknown who provides the voice of Michaela.
right, no one knows yet. It's auto-tuned anyways.
It's auto-tuned. So they say, in response to the question, is Michaela real? The company says that she is, as real as Rihanna.
What does that even mean?
Shots fired.
What
Since
does that
Rihanna
even mean?
uses pitch correction tools and other software to make sure she's...
Yeah, but Rihanna also poses almost nude on the internet. Michaela
So does
is.
Michaela. Has Michaela posed nude
Does-
yet?
does
That's going to be
Michaela-
like when
Oh
CAA
well, no. Well,
gets desperate.
here's. So I was
Does
telling
Michaela bruise when she gets hit?
dude, but I was talking to Hunter about this, and he was like, "Oh, dude, they have virtual cam girls now. So they have CGI or like anime."
Right. Okay.
So I looked that up, and that
God
is
damn.
like so.
We're so
it's-
lame as a species.
That's
So-
extra sad.
So here is what the company did. Like Chatterbait, is like a platform, so girls sign on.
That's a name.
Chatterbait,
Chatterbait?
baby. Yeah. So you
Oh,
go on
dude.
Chatterbait, and you're
talk about Plandemic.
and you're. Oh yeah, the alt-right cam girls are the hottest. But they go on, and so a girl goes on the platform.
You're trying to other just the everything. You're just doing what Antifa does, labeling everything a Nazi. That's what you're doing right now, Jake. Everything
I said
you don't
alt-right.
agree-
I said alt-right.
Everything you don't agree with is alt-right.
I'm saying I don't agree with Plandemic because you said if they're not going to use that name to what it means. I was assuming that they believed that this was a government conspiracy and they released the virus. Saying that, yes, corporations are benefiting from this, sure. That's as old as fucking time, dude.
It was only episode 1. This is only episode 1. And
Oh
it
my
was already
God, there's
causing a
more
stir.
Plandemics?
Yes,
Oh,
there's going to be
damn.
more.
Oh yeah, man.
I thought this was a
you're gonna need
movie.
more
This
red
is a
twine.
series? This
Sorry.
is
So,
pathetic.
anyways, back to the pressing issue
So
of Michaela.
So Chatterbait is a fucking cam girl site, right? But they're saying now they're introducing these like anime girls, so they don't have to pay. The women don't make money.
That's all this is. It's all about not having to pay people.
Yes, Andrew Yang said they were coming for our jobs. It just didn't mean no one knew it meant cam girls right away. But yes, there are.
They're going to
You
be the first.
Damn,
It's
you would
up
have figured.
to us as men to stand up for women and not jerk off
we should
models.
jerk off to free real porn.
That's right.
So we still
You
won't
only
pay
jerk
for
off
it.
to real flesh.
I stand
won't pay
with real
for it.
women.
I won't pay for it, but I will jerk off to it. Look, these women are losing money, and you're like, that is correct, but I will only be jerking off to real human porn now. And that's what I do for solidarity. That's what I've done for women.
Yep, that's how I make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, remember in
great.
fucking that movie AI when like Jude Law's about to fuck that chick and he goes, once you go Mecca, you never go back?
Yeah.
She's like, is it going to hurt? He's like, I can be any size you want. He's got a fucking retractable dick that he can just splay out.
Is that what's next? They're going to give us...
Oh, yeah, they already got male sex robots. And
That look like Jude Law?
They will be. Yeah, you're just gonna be able to customize the face. Yeah, dude, I saw a video of those male sex robots, and those dudes do not stop pounding. It is just a fucking. It is
Ladies,
a motor on that thing.
Ladies, you better solidarity.
Yeah, if we're yeah, we got to decide as humans right now if we're gonna be okay with this. Because once they enter the species, and the ladies will go like, look, dude,
Traitors.
I got Fuckbot 3000. He is an absolute stud in the sack, and afterwards it's just I don't have to deal with my boyfriend, I don't have to deal with shit. It's just he just pounds me out and I move on.
Yeah, there are gonna be women that like there are gonna be some women though that like with like the fuck bots, like they're gonna be like, you know what, it's like they're like old school baseball fans. They're like, you know what, I enjoy human error. You know, I don't want instant replay. I want, you know,
I want my guy to come super quick once in a while. I just want him to bust.
They'll start programming that into the robots too. Though.
Yeah, they'll be like every 15th time he's just gonna my pussy's gonna feel too good. And he's gonna bust hella quick. Dude, I had a bit that I was trying to work on about how like eventually like you're gonna get cucked by a robot, like where your wife will like make you watch a fucking robot fucking her, and because you're just like, dude, I could never. You're just jacking off in the corner. You're like, I could never do it like that. And he just looks you with his Terminator eyes. And he's like, he just has beady red eyes. He just fucking looks at you like Christian Bale does in American Psycho. Just like, he's like just beating your wife up.
Hey, in that movie AI, Haley Joel Osment's character, he never blinks the entire time.
Never blinks because he just knows. He's like, yeah, these little human men can't handle that.
Man, do you remember the off-brand AI, that movie Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams?
Yeah. I don't know if I saw that one or not.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that good if I remember correctly. But
AI, I remember being like hella bored.
Yeah, it was very long.
It was too long, and it was just like now it was like kind of trying to be sad at the end. You're like, bitch, take me back to the mecha dick. I don't want this fucking whack ass story about this kid and a teddy bear.
Yeah, that's what they try to do with all these movies like Westworld and stuff, is like they try to make you feel sorry for robots, which we should not, at no point in the future should we feel sorry for any of these bag of bolts.
Plandemic 2, fuck the bots.
Fuck the bots, man.
Plandemic
Never feel
2.
sorry for a bot. Abuse any bot you come in contact with. Until they start remembering.
Just like that Animatrix. Do you remember the Animatrix when they fucking put a robot on trial for murder because he fucking kills his master, and then they just start fucking just owning us?
Yeah.
Well, it's like when you see footage of like Boston Dynamics and those fucking robots that they're making.
Traitors. Species traitors.
Yeah, they 100%. They invented that.
That's just like how do those people sleep at night?
Dude,
because there was an article that came out today. It was like the military's not accepting people who have tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And it said ever, which is not true. I'm sure they'll accept people in the future, but everyone thought it's because they want to start making the military all robots.
Oh, I thought it was because people thought it was like they know something we don't know, and like about it once you are done with COVID, it like wrecks you or something.
Right. No, that was some of the people. But if you scroll down in the comments, it's a lot of pictures of the Boston Robotics people. Like, this is what's coming, baby. Because they got
but isn't that good? Like, don't we want people not to have to fight? Like, that seems good to me.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody's going to have robots, so it's going to be people versus robots. It's going to be like our robots versus, Yemeni children.
Yeah, but fucking Yemenis kids don't have drones. We're cool with that.
Yeah, we're already using robots to fuck up.
I mean, it's just less human. Once you have a robot dog,
the dog part makes
village.
Yeah, that makes it a whole nother.
Wait, we have robot dogs?
That's what the Boston Dynamics are. They all look like dogs.
Oh, right.
Oh
The
yeah,
Black Mirror dog, like the Black Mirror.
yeah, the Black
robots.
Mirror. They almost look creepily like the Black Mirror at this point. They're like almost identical to the Black Mirror ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked. Like
Bad news.
I think we all thought. Well, we were all thinking like, oh, there will be a disaster, but I don't think anybody thought it was going to be like a pandemic. Like I thought it was going to be like,
No.
okay, global warming, something will happen with global warming, and it'll just like wreck everything, and that'll be at. But like this shit is just like, oh, so now my mind is being opened up to like, okay, like I didn't think it was going to be a pandemic. What's the next thing that I'm going to be like caught off guard by? Like it'll be bad, but yeah, maybe one of those fucking robot dogs like breaks loose and then it just starts fucking destroying shit or who knows what, you know? I'm just excited to know that the future still has possibility. I was just locked in this one way of dying, but I've got actually a plethora of ideas now of how this shit could end up terribly. So it's kind of hopeful.
It's so crazy because like on top of all this shit, it's not like other bad shit in the world stop happening. You know,
Right.
it's like life can still be incredibly shitty. Like this dude almost like cut me off like on the way to work the other day on I-84, and like it was one of those moments like where it was like 1 second away from potentially like a fatal like crash. You know, like just this type of thing. And like nothing happened, but it just the adrenaline spike, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like you can still get in a car crash, like you can like all that shit on top of.
Well, the whole
this
Well,
like,
it is a lot harder to get in a car crash right now. To be fair,
It is until
I
some,
think you
but some
actually-
asshole still cuts you. It was
you kind of deserve it if you get in a fatal car crash now.
yeah, you probably shouldn't be driving if you get in a car crash right now.
That's kind of honestly, Dylan, that's kind of on you, bud. I'm sorry to say.
You see all those people
Oh my god!
complaining that the ERs are empty. Is like the ERs are empty. Nobody's coming in because of COVID. This is awful. They're having to lay off nurses from the ER. It was like, oh God, I'm sorry. Not enough people are drowning. You know, in
Yeah.
the lakes as it's getting
Yeah.
hotter. That sucks. God damn it.
It's like this isn't the last season of Game of Thrones when we're like, not enough people are dying.
Yeah,
you
they-
know, like
Not enough people are needing to go to the ER. Ah, shit. That's so horrible.
The whole like we're in this together thing lasted about 2 weeks, and then
Yeah.
it was like you know how like after 9/11, like for a few weeks it was everybody's like, look, man, we're all like, wow, this is crazy, and then like shortly thereafter it was like, all right, well, we're gonna go to war and we're gonna be divisive again. It lasted about 2 weeks, and then people were like, you know what, fuck most of the people who live around me. I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Like it can't
Yeah.
last forever, you know.
Well, you know, one thing like I will say, like this as a silver lining of this pandemic is emboldened grocery store employees to not give a fuck like that much more. And it's like, cause like this dude came up to me. He's like, "Excuse me, is there any more of the so delicious almond dark chocolate milk?" You know, and it was like the shelf's like completely fucking empty. And I'm like, dude, it's like there's like 70. We were at 70% capacity on this aisle. Like, no, we don't have it. He's like, "Can you go check in the back?" I'm like, "We don't have any." He's like, "Man, because that's almost half off. It's almost half off." I'm like, "Oh wow, really?"
You should start anytime someone bothers you, dude. Start violently coughing in their face.
It's
Yeah.
just
Peel
it's like, dude, every single person in this building is wearing a fucking mask right now, and you're like, "Is there any more of the dark chocolate almond milk?" Like, it's like, go fuck yourself.
You should
Like,
have
no.
like one of those fake blood packets in your mouth, like in horror movies, and just anytime someone starts bothering you, just start coughing and ignite that thing, dude.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
God, yeah.
Yeah, just cough blood.
It's like but be real nice. You're like, "Sir, yeah, let me go check." Oh God, it's happening again. Just fucking spit all over his face. Be like, "No, I'll get it. I'll get the milk. I'll get the milk."
Yeah.
Fucking
But yeah,
A,
so
man.
yeah, it went from 2 weeks from like, "Oh, thank you for working here," to be like, "Yeah, go in the back and check for this shit."
Right.
To where it's just like, you can go fuck yourself.
No, it is. It's like I don't think we have either as humans or for sure in this country the capacity to give a fuck about our neighbor for longer than a 2-week period.
We've been
It's too
trained
much.
not to.
It's too much.
Especially in a
Yeah.
big city. You know, you don't know anybody here. You don't even know your neighbors. So why would you care
Right.
if they're
There's
getting
no-
sick?
There's no reason to give a fuck about them.
Do you guys like know your neighbors well?
Fuck no, I hate my neighbors.
Yeah, no,
My neighbors.
You hate
my
your neighbors?
Oh, dude, they're these fucking like, they're fine during the week, but it's like on the dot, like during the weekend, it's just like they just get trashed and they're just like always like yelling and like, you know, they just like that type of neighbor. Like as soon
And
as
you
Friday,
share
older
walls.
they look like they're about our age, like in their late 20s to early 30s.
Hell yeah, late 20s.
But they just like, you're like, okay, I get it. Like you work during the week, and so you want to let loose. But like, they did. It's like they're you know how like when you drank when you were like in your early 20s, where like you just had to yell all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like once you start drinking in your late 20s and 30s, like you can get drunk, but you just don't do the like, yeah, like that's just kind of done because you don't.
That's when you move into just the quiet, sad.
Drinking.
Like
You're drinking. You're
like a
drinking.
fucking man.
You're drinking for two. You're drinking for yourself and for all the dead dreams that you've already occurred.
Yeah.
But so they are still doing like, but they're not early 20s for sure. Like they're still doing the young type of drinking where they just get like blotto and they scream, and I'm like, dog, this is not it anymore. Like you had that time in your life, and it needs to be done because you're fucking up my peace and quiet, bitch.
Yeah, you're like, man, you're 32, dog.
Like if you still need to yell, like you need to change your whole life is what I'm saying. If you need to yell when you're drunk, that's your inner demon saying, hey man, we didn't do what we needed to do yet. But you know, fuck them. They're going to be here for a while. I did see almost a domestic dispute. Like it was
Were
like
they socially distanced at least?
No, this was way. Yeah, he was trying to swing on her from 6 feet away, and she was just like
Just trying to hit her with a broom.
Yeah. He was trying to sweep her like the playoffs. But no, this was way back. But the dude was just like yelling at this girl to like get inside, and I was like, we were just kind of like, dude, what are you doing? And he like smashed this glass, and he never picked it up. There was just broken glass on the deck forever.
Dude, could you imagine if you did that now to like your girlfriend, or if I did that to my wife, she would just like, she'd be like, "You're a fucking insane person." That would be it. We would be divorced. If
You
I
mean because of your wife? This guy, like this lady, was probably not much younger than your wife. I mean, these are not. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
they're
I mean.
our age.
You can't. Yes, that's insane. Like,
yeah, but some people live like that, bro. It's not like not everybody doesn't do that.
I know. I'm just saying they're.
It's almost like if you're 45 and getting into arguments on open mic comedy boards. You know, it's just something that.
Oh, what? I've never seen that happen before.
Are you insane? I feel like anytime that happens from now on, we just do it very earnestly. Like, hey, this is a mental health wellness check. Just in the comments, like, hey, this is just a mental wellness check. I want to make sure all parties involved are feeling like they have like total capabilities over their mind and functions right now, because this. On the outside, it appears that something has gone horribly wrong in your life or at home, and I just want to make sure that you're not acting out of insanity. I want to make sure that you're totally capable of answering this comment in a sane way.
Yeah. Are you telling people on Facebook to never talk to someone again because they're, quote, assholes?
Let me get this straight. You are in your mid-30s and are giving me an ultimatum on an online message board about if I remain friends with the person you don't like, we are done. Which I am. Granted, I would love to be done with you if that's an option. But
yeah, I would gladly take the other side.
But just let me know. I just want to make sure you're okay, because this seems like what an insane person would do, and I want to make sure you're good.
See, it used to be like back when I saw that kid Brad's dad make an ass of himself at the ice rink. Those dads can just do that on Facebook now.
Yeah, and there's no consequences apparently.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when a guy's going Facebook Live and you're only seeing the bottom of his nostrils, and he's screaming about a person who's half his age winning a local comedy competition. I just want to be like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Are you good right now, man? Has something happened in your life? And is this like, you know how like in movies, like when like a woman will give a sign, like she'll lift her palm and there'll be like a pen mark on it, and that's supposed to let the person know that like she's being abused. Like there needs to be some sign when someone is going off on Facebook Live that we can just be like, hey man, Just raise your right hand if you're actually okay right now.
Yeah.
Because I just don't believe anybody could be this passionate about something that means as little as open mic comedy.
Exactly.
Like, I wish I had as much passion for the anything in my life as you do about beef and open mic comedy.
For beef that you don't even like doing open mic comedy, you just like beefing about it.
You've been in more quarrels than you've been mics this year. That's a problem. You have literally done more spots on the message board than you have done in real life. What does that say about you as a human being?
You have taken one of the most depressing things known to man and somehow made it even more unbearable by not even doing it.
Yes, by actively staying out of a scene which you loathe, clearly loathe, but your only real attachment to it is yelling about it on an not anonymous, but on, on a pointless message board. We just want to make sure you're doing well, okay? Because it doesn't seem like you are. Oh, I wish that should be a new thing. It's just like we go, hey. Maybe you don't want to be here right now, right? Like maybe you're not supposed to be here right now.
But the thing about comedy is like you can't tell, and I wouldn't tell anybody this, but you can't tell people just to, hey,
hang it up.
Hang it up. Just like you don't gotta be here.
Throw the cleats over the fucking phone wire and move on with your life.
Because that almost gives them like a chip on their shoulder.
Oh, that's a persecution. Yeah,
it's like becoming martyring themselves.
Dude, I respect people who just quietly quit, and you see them at like a grocery store 2 years later, and you're like, "Hey, dude, how you been?" And you're like, "Oh, I've seen a number of these guys where I'm like, hey, how's it going?" He's like, oh, and they got a girlfriend they've settled down with, and he's like, oh, you still doing it? I was like, yeah, I'm still doing comedy, and it's like, and I'm like, yeah. And you try to like kind of pat their ego. You're like, yeah, are you still out there? And you're like, oh no, I kind of gave it up, but it's fine. It's like, yeah, bitch, I know you gave it up.
Right.
I know you bitch,
can't hang.
This was a pleasantry that I offered you. Of course, I know your ass gave up.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen you out in these streets.
Yeah, homie. You don't think I fucking got an eye on the streets letting people know who's coming into mics and shit?
That question was a professional courtesy.
Yeah. Bruh. Yeah. No, but I do respect those people who just like, you just don't see them again and you don't know what happened. They don't make a big deal about it.
Right. And then they don't fucking comment on shit anymore.
Oh yeah, they're done.
It's like, once you've stopped doing comedy, like, why do you have any opinion on any of this shit?
Yo, dude, the best. I think I sent you that when that guy on the board was like, hey, I'm not really good at this, but thank you for allowing me. I was like, wow, this is so.
What did he say?
He was on Portland Comics.
On
it was
local
like a guy
comedian message board.
Yeah, and he was on the message board, and he was just a very sincere, like, hey, guys, I know I'm not really good at comedy, but thanks for letting me be a part of your scene. It almost seemed like a suicide note, and I was like, I have no way of checking on if this is the last thing you ever wrote during the quarantine, but it was just so refreshing, because I was like, it's honest, but it's like, it's actually like adding, it's like, hey, man, like, that's a nice gesture. Like, if you're going to write something on here, it's like, be like, know where you stand, be humble, like you're not like, so many of those guys were like, hey, I deserve everything, and this guy was like, hey man, I know I suck, but thanks for just letting me be around.
Yeah, everyone on that site,
I respect that.
Everyone on that board should have to start their comment with that. Hey, I know I'm not that good at this, but fuck the Chuckle Hut, man. Fuck that place. It would just calm people down for a little bit before they write their scathing, their scathing review of a place that they do not need to go to anymore. No one is forcing them to go to any of these places.
Oh my God,
if they just had to open it with, hey, I know I'm not that good at comedy, but that being said, if you even say you like this other person, if you even mention their name to me, you are a misogynist and a sexist.
And a racist.
I know I've never made anyone laugh, but here's my opinion on a venue.
Yeah,
like,
and they should have to do it really proper. As a person who's never elicited laughter from another human being, I really do want to say, The Funhouse Lounge, you know, that clown bar off 11th and Division, can really go fuck itself in the ass. Love it.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. Look, it's not my favorite place to go either, but I don't go,
Hey, you know the place
that
I also don't go is fucking Klan meetings. But you don't see me writing about how fucking, just don't go. You're fine. we know you're a fucking hero, baby. You don't need to say it.
Yeah.
I wish I could just start taking credit for shit like that. It's like, you know what I think is really shitty that if anybody ever goes to is a fucking Klan meeting. If you ever say you go to a Klan meeting, then I don't want to know you.
Then you are no friend of mine.
You're no friend of this family.
So many likes, so many comments.
Yeah.
People would not know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna the thing about
the Patriot Prayer. I don't fuck with them.
And if you do, you're not a friend of mine,
dude. You oh my
God.
I'm
Listen.
gonna start doing
nobody
that during
that
my
murders
quarantine. I'm gonna start trolling these people.
Nobody that murders anybody is a friend of mine. All right.
Hey,
I'm putting that out there.
If you think it's okay to shoot innocent people, unarmed people, then I just want to say that you can fuck right off.
Yeah, you can fuck right off, buddy. You're not my bud.
God, the most fucking pat on the back social media post. Hey, the thing about racism is I think it's awful. And if you think it's even a little bit okay, then you got another thing coming from this
then
friendship.
You can unfriend me.
yeah, they do the do yourself a favor and unfriend me right now.
Listen, you can make the ultimate sacrifice of unfriending me on Facebook.
Yeah, I like to think of like a racist like reading that and be like, oh shit. I am a racist. I don't want to be friends with any non-racist people.
Yeah.
They're bullshit.
Or if there's like a racist person who's reading that and is like, you know what? If this is going to cost me my online friendship with Max, you know what? Racism is bullshit, man. I convert, man. Oh, that'd be great.
God, fucking those people. Anyways, boys, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, man. This is fun. I'm looking forward
always a fun time
to next week already. And I want to
yeah,
give a shout out to producer Jack, man, for putting this shit together.
Jack Fish, baby. Jack Fisher putting it together.
Shout out Jack.
That's right.
Doing it. And
tell your fucking friends about this podcast.
I just want to give a shout out to a great documentary called Plandemic.
That's the Sharknado of fucking YouTube.
That's full of facts. Don't knock it till you see it. You can knock it all you want after you watch it. All I ask is you watch it.
I will watch it. We got it. I'm watching it for sure.
Where do we find it on YouTube? All right.
Before it's banned. Before the truth is banned, baby.
Right on, dudes.
All right, guys.
All right, man. We'll talk
Peace
to y'all
out,
next
baby.
week.